In my 36 years, George, I would have to say I don't think I've ever been more horrified and disgusted.
But let me tell you about Chief Saralyn Davis. She's dirty herself. Although she was talking about how heinous her subordinates' crimes were, the apple does not fall far from the tree. She was fired from Atlanta Police Department in 2008 for alleged involvement in covering up sex crimes for the husband of her friend who was a sergeant at the Atlanta PD. The man's name was Terrell Marion Crane, and if the FBI didn't get involved, they would have got away with hiding all of his sex crimes on minors, many of them middle school aged. He continued his rampage for years and said to have anywhere up to 40 to 50 victims. They still haven't figured all of them out. So let's keep it real. If she was willing to help cover up something at the magnitude of children's sex crimes, do you really think if they didn't have those street cameras showing this particular murder of Tyree Nichols, she wouldn't have covered that up too?
The Highest Point Podcast. More than a pod, it's a lifestyle.
Okay, here we go again. Another very unfortunate event. Another young man that lost his life way too soon, only 29 years old. And he lost his life from a brutal attack from men that's supposed to protect and serve. Yes, we're talking about another heinous crime by the police officers. And these police officers this time took place in Memphis, Tennessee. They pulled this man over for supposedly reckless driving. And we're going to get into some of the video and the details of everything. This is going to be my first time looking at it, so you guys going to tune in right along with me and get my reaction. I really just built up the energy, my spirit to be able to watch this because I'm so tired of seeing and hearing about so many events like this. And it's so unfortunate that these people are so, like, they're so power struck. They are literally going after people they know or feel like they can get away with it and just completely punish people. And it's so unfortunate. They hide behind these badges and do so many things. But let's get into a little bit of the details about Mr. Tyree Nichols. He was 29 years old. He was beat for roughly 3 minutes straight. Roughly 3 minutes straight, he was beaten. Oh, why they grabbing him?
Hey, I didn't hurt you. Ass brown. All right. You don't do that, okay? Get on the.
Wait a minute, listen.
You get your ass blow the out. Damn, I didn't do anything. Hey, I didn't hurt you. Ass brown. All right. You don't do that, okay? Get on.
Oh my goodness, you hear him screaming, I didn't even do anything. Soon as they get to the light, he stopped. The police officers jump out. You about to get your head blown off. You about to get your blown. Right there.
You get your head blown the off.
Like they already on 10. They already on 10. And he hasn't even done anything, shown any aggression, nothing. And they are already on 10. They are already antagonizing, trying to cause an issue. Let's keep looking at this, man.
Okay, get on the ground. Get on the ground. Okay. Raise your ass. All right, I'm on the ground. Lay down. That's all. Get down. Please get on the ground. I think to tase you. Get on the ground. Lay down. One. Now. I'm tasing. All right. Okay. Break your shit. Okay, dude. Damn. Put your hands on your back. Bitch, put your hands on your back. Okay, stop. I'm gonna knock your ass. Hey, you guys are really doing a lot right now. Bro, lay down. I'm just trying to go home. Lay down. Man, if you don't lay down. I am on the ground. Put your hands on your stomach. I got you. Okay. Stop. I'm not doing it.
You can literally see the fear in Tyree's eyes. Why do cops think you are going to be calm when they are literally screaming at you from the top of their lungs, all profanity, They are threatening to kill you, to blow your brains off. They're threatening to spray mace in your face. They are threatening to beat you to a pulp, but they expect you to be calm. You can see the fear in this man's eyes. This man's just saying, yo, y'all are doing too much.
Break your shit. Okay, dude, damn. Bitch, put your hands behind your back. Okay, stop. I'm gonna knock your ass. Hey, you guys are really doing a lot right now. Bro, lay down.
And police officers, how can you not tell you doing too much? How can you not tell you doing too much? I know how, because you are finding enjoyment of this bullshit that you're doing. You are finding enjoyment of this. These men, you can clearly tell they done this over and over before. This ain't their first rodeo. This is something they do all the time for fun. For fun. It don't make no sense. You can look in this man's eyes and tell he is terrified. But these men are out there on a hunt. They are literally like hunters out there looking for a reason to either kill or beat somebody to death. Or beat somebody to the point of unrecognition. And that's because they know they can get away with it. They know they can get away with it. These were 5 black officers beating a black man. And yes, black people literally will go after and target other black people because they know and feel like black people's lives have not been valued as much as anybody else. They feel they can do this to you and get away with it. They feel like they can just put all their pain that they're having and just exert it on somebody else. And they know that certain people, certain individuals, certain people that look a certain way, it's going to be less likely they have to face any type of consequences once they do. And let me tell you another thing. A black man in uniform, in a police uniform, that is not no normal black man. Police officers are the biggest gang in the United States, are the biggest gang. They have been the largest gang since forever. Look at every way they move. They move like a gang. They protect the blue wall. It's literally a gang. You mess with one, they all come in and kill you. Straight up. And they know they can get away with it. They coming to beat you down, whatever they want to do, they're going to do it. So don't sit here and think just because you see a black man that's in an officer uniform that, hey, you can relate to him as a black person. No. That man is blue. He ain't black. He ain't white. Just like a white man in an officer. He is blue. He also has some white with him, though. He also has some other protection with him, though.
Speaking of privileges, we clearly see a white hand in this video that was included with all the yelling, the screaming, the spraying of mace, the punching, the kicking, but his face has not been shown anywhere until this Monday. He was also terminated around the same time frame as these other 5 black officers. But why was his face not put out there? Why was he not charged with anything? Why is it still just pending investigation with him? I think we all know. It's always been a racist system that we all navigate in. Yeah, they all blue. So the 5 men, they thought they had some type of, additional privilege, but you have no type of privilege compared to a white man in America. So his face ain't started getting plastered everywhere until we started raising hell about it, until we started asking questions. So we got to keep pushing the needle and continue to raise hell to make him pay the price as well. Let's not allow them to sweep this under the rug for him. All of them deserve to be punished. All of them deserve a huge punishment for what they've done. The disservice they did to the public and a huge disservice they did to Tyree Nichols. May he rest in peace.
They have a unit called the Scorpion Unit. That's the unit that these men was part of. And they already had suspicion of other misconducts. But police officers allow these things to keep going on until it get to a point of them getting caught doing something like this. It's just crazy. Look at this. Now this man is running. Now, how do you expect? He feels like his life is threatened. So why do police officers feel like we can't feel like our lives are at risk dealing with them when they have all this history of killing innocent people? They just feel like we automatically should trust everything they do, everything they say, and just comply. Why do you think we should just go along with it? Well, you want us to comply to everything you say, but we also know you don't comply to all of the laws yourself, and you're supposed to be upholding them. But we're supposed to trust you and feel like you're going to protect and serve us. We don't do anything but protect and serve blue. When it boils down to it, all they ever going to do is protect and serve themselves. Until they back against the wall and everybody sees it, then they feel like they have no choice and they like, look, you're going to have to bite this bullet now. If it wasn't video, we would have had your back. And a lot of times they still have your back even when it's video because they know they can get away with that too. Like real talk, yo. Like they pulled this man over for reckless driving. But guess what? There is no footage on none of the 5 officers' body cam, no footage on any traffic lights or cameras that's out there, no footage on no traffic cameras that he was driving recklessly. But that was the main thing they said that why they pulled him over. And even their police chief confirmed that. And I quote, "We looked at cameras, we looked at body-worn cameras, and even if something occurred prior to the stop, we've been unable to substantiate the reckless driving."
In my 36 years, George, I would have to say I don't think I've ever been more horrified and disgusted, sad, but just, and to some degree confused. Just in the level of aggression and response to what had occurred in this traffic stop, and it's still very unclear, as to the real reason for the stop in the first place.
But let me tell you about Chief Saralyn Davis. She's dirty herself. Although she was talking about how heinous her subordinates' crimes were, the apple does not fall far from the tree. She was fired from Atlanta Police Department in 2008 for alleged involvement in covering up sex crimes for the husband of her friend who was a sergeant at the Atlanta PD. All of this is public record, so check me. The man's name was Terrell Marion Crane, and if the FBI didn't get involved, they would have got away with hiding all of his sex crimes on minors. Atlanta Police Department had photographs of her friend's husband in sexual encounters. His wife, the then sergeant, found and destroyed 11 different children photographs by burning them, many of them middle school aged. He continued his rampage for years and said to have anywhere up to 40 to 50 victims. They still haven't figured all of them out. So let's keep it real. If she was willing to help cover up something at the magnitude of children's sex crimes, do you really think if they didn't have those street cameras showing this particular murder of Tyree Nichols, she wouldn't have covered that up too? And probably multiple other horrible acts of the Scorpion unit. There were multiple complaints about them, and that Memphis department didn't return one call or try to do anything about it.
Hey, look at this. This don't make no sense. They are steady punching this dude, kicking him, saying, "Give me your hands, give me your hands." It is an automatic reflex to try to protect your face, to curl up if someone is welling on you. They are punching the hell out of him and telling him to give me your hands and spraying him with mace. If someone sprays you in the face, you don't think you can put your hands up over your eyes? They sprayed themselves and they started putting their hands up on their eyes, but they don't expect you to? And they'll continue to use that as an excuse to beat the hell out you? That's one of their tactics. They know they have audio recording on them, so they are trying to make an audio story, some bull, to corroborate their whole lie that they all putting out there. They know audio is being recorded, so they are just screaming, give me your hands, while they punching them in the face and kicking them. How you expect someone to give you their hands while you were punching them in the face? While you're stomping the living hell out of him? You expect him to put up his hands? To give you his hands? How do you expect that? Cops know what they doing. They know what they doing. They are just trying to get that on the transcript to say, I told him, give me his hands. He was resisting arrest. No, he was trying to resist you from punching him in the face over and over. He was trying to protect himself. You study screaming and hollering and all this stuff. No one tried to de-escalate nothing this entire time. No one. And you can look at them holding this man's hands behind his back. 2 officers holding his hands behind his back. He got handcuffs on, and others are just rolling up, welling on him with his hands behind his back over a traffic stop that they said supposedly was reckless driving, and there's no proof of reckless driving on no one's camera. And there's also a little rumor out there that that man used to work at the same place of one of them officers' ex-girlfriend. Now, I already told you the Blues stick together. If you go back and look at everything, those police officers, they were in unmarked cars. They were in unmarked cars. And how often do you see unmarked police officers in unmarked cars pulling people over for a traffic stop? A lot of time when they in unmarked vehicles, they out there looking for drug busts and doing things like that. So you tell me, you think all these black officers were stereotyping their own? Hoping that he was doing something wrong when he won't? They obviously was looking for problems. They wanted problems from the gate, from the way they jump out they vehicles with guns blazing when this man didn't even do nothing. You can hear this poor man saying he want his mom. All I want to do is go home. Same thing like George Floyd. I think it's certain mentality of people try to be police officers, yo. Let's keep it real. It's a lot of bad ones out there. It's a lot of bad ones out there. I'm not going to discount every police officer, but man, it's so hard not to at times. It's so hard to feel safe around any of them because you never know who you're dealing with, and you never know what day you're going to catch them on. You can have a police officer one day, you can catch them on a great day. You catch him on a bad day, it might be your last day. Real talk. We're going to see if the officers still be looking for problems when they in prison. Because I know for a fact, this won't their first rodeo. And they're going to run into some of the people that they actually beat down and didn't murder behind those walls. We're going to see how big and bad you are without having to have 5 people versus 1. And also, if you listen to the audio, these men was out there bragging about how bad they beat this Tyree.
I hit that man with so many pieces in his skull.
Man, I was hitting him with straight haymakers, dog. Man, come on, man. Get out of here. I'm rocking him, though. He was rocking, but shit. You took him. You were eating him, you know what?
Babe was rocking. Then I jump in and start rocking. What the
Man, I'm telling you, bro.
I'm like, bro, what
You can literally hear these officers bragging about how he was hitting him with haymakers. Just hitting him with haymakers and talking about, oh yeah, he was eating them too. I came in, then my buddy came in behind me. He was hitting them with haymakers too. Talking about, it's like, it's crazy. They literally are really bragging about and celebrating. They're very much in a celebratory mode. It's like they have no type of humanity at all. No type of humanity. These are the type of people that are going for these jobs that's supposed to protect and serve. But only thing they're doing are abusing power. They power struck. They feel like they can do anything because their boys in blue always protect each other. That's why the police are the biggest gang in America and has always been.
Hello, you guys, I hope everyone has noticed this. They literally have paramedics out there standing around doing nothing, just talking to the officers. While they see this man got a face looking like Martin, fighting Hearns, on the ground with his hands tied behind his back, barely breathing. The paramedics, I heard that some paramedics got fired as well for that night. I don't know how true that is, but I did hear that some paramedics got fired. But all of them need to be fired too. Because they're just, hey, they didn't cause the harm, but they sure didn't help it. His life may have been saved if they would have administered some aid. His life could have been saved, possibly, if they had administered some aid at a much quicker time. instead of laughing and ha-haing with the police officers that just finished beating this man over and over again to his ultimate death. The first thing the paramedics should be worrying about is going straight to that man and trying to help him. It don't matter what the situation is. You don't go to the officers for no story. You sitting there listening to how they beat this man just like you just sitting there with some popcorn when you should be going over there helping this man out. You should be over there helping this man out. Like, do y'all have any real codes that you go by? Anything? Any real codes? Any real morals that you have at all? You think people's lives are a game? Is this the reason that you became a police officer? Is it? To administer harm? To abuse power? To get around the law? It sure seems like it. It sure seems like it. I really hate this mess, man. It don't make no sense. It's coming on down from the police department to the ambulance services, the paramedics. They all supposed to be there to help save people's lives. They all did Tyree a disservice. All of them. From the police officers to the paramedics. Paramedics out there chilling, talking.
Go ahead, Councilman.
Paramedics out there chilling, talking. You already heard them talking about they were just punching this man and kicking him, spraying him with mace. It ain't nothing else you need to learn from the situation. You need to go ahead and start administering aid. You need to be asking him questions. Tyree, where are you hurt? How are you feeling? How is your breathing? Everything, something. But he's still over there slumped on a car after being punched and kicked in the face for 3 minutes straight, and the paramedic still didn't try to administer no aid at no timely manner. Just like his life didn't matter. It didn't matter to them. It didn't matter to them. Everyone needs to be held accountable, from the police officers to the paramedics. All of them had a major disservice. And my sincere condolences to the Tyree's family. You guys didn't deserve this. He most importantly didn't deserve this. And so many others that have faced police brutality did not deserve it. We do not deserve it in the future. No one, no matter your race, your creed, your beliefs, no one deserved this. This abuse of power. I've done had crazy instances with the police, unfortunately, when I wasn't doing nothing wrong. I've been blamed for things I had nothing to do with, and they had no proof, but they tried to pin something on me. But why? They didn't know me from anywhere, but they were just most likely trying to hit a number, a quota, and they willing to pin it on anyone, ruin anyone's lives for their momentary praise. It's crazy. But anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts. Put your comments in there. Let us know your thoughts on the situation. If you ever experienced any type of police brutality, if you feel police are right, if you feel like this was, legitimate, if this was an accurate stop, if you feel that Tyree did a lot of wrong, talk about it. Let's talk about it, because that's one thing that we need to do is, discuss, understand other people's perspectives, and learn to reach the highest point. Until the next time, man, you guys hold it down. Don't let it hold you. Peace.
The Highest Point Podcast.
More than a pod, it's a lifestyle.